The mountains were quiet that winter. Too quiet. Snow blanketed the pines, the river froze to silence, and the world seemed to stop breathing. Only one man still moved among the drifts, a cowboy named Luke Morgan. His beard was frostbitten, his hands cracked from the cold. But every morning he rose before dawn, lit his lantern, and walked to the same clearing. There, surrounded by endless white, he built one plank at a time, one nail at a time, one dream that refused to die. The cabin was taking shape. 4 walls, a window looking out toward the river, a chimney reaching for heaven. Every beam of wood held a story. Every hammer strike was a prayer. He was building it for her, for Anna. She'd been gone nearly a year now, lost to fever when the summer sun still burned warm. The doctor said there was nothing to be done. The town said she was gone. Even the preacher told him, "Luke, you've got to let go." But Luke couldn't. He still heard her voice in the wind. He still felt her laughter in the river's echo. And sometimes, when the sun sank low, he swore he could see her shadow just beyond the trees, watching him build the life they'd planned together. So he kept going. Weeks passed. The town folks called him the fool in the woods. They'd see him ride into town for nails or flour, his horse tired, his eyes hollow. "Still building that place?" The blacksmith would ask. Luke would nod. "Ain't done yet. Son, she ain't coming back." Luke's jaw would tighten. "I know, but she'll still have a home." And he'd ride back through the falling snow, clutching the locket she'd left behind, the one with their picture inside, taking the day he'd asked her to marry him. When spring finally came, the snows began to melt. The cabin stood tall now, smoke curling from the chimney, wildflowers pushing through the thaw. Luke worked like a man possessed, fixing the shutters, carving her name into the doorframe, planting the rose bush she'd once dreamed of by the porch. Every nail was hope. Every breath was memory. But that night as the storm rolled in, the loneliness hit harder than ever. He sat by the fire, their wedding ring hanging from a string around his neck, whispering into the flames, "I did it, Anna, just like I promised." The cabin's done. A gust of wind howled through the cracks. The door creaked open. Luke looked up, and for a second, a single heartbeat, he saw her. She stood in the doorway, framed by the storm. Her hair shimmered in the firelight, her eyes soft and knowing. "Anna?" he breathed. She smiled faintly. "You kept your word." He rose, reaching toward her, but before he could touch her, she was gone. Only the sound of the wind remained. Luke fell to his knees, tears burning down his face. The cabin glowed around him, warm, alive, full of her spirit. By dawn, the storm was over. The sky was painted gold. Luke stepped outside and looked toward the horizon, his breath fogging in the cool air. He didn't see her again after that night. But every time the wind rustled the pines, he heard her laugh. Every time the river thawed, he felt her hand in his. And every spring, wild roses bloomed at the foot of that cabin, red as her ribbon, bright as her love. The town folks stopped calling him a fool after that. They called it Anna's cabin. And Luke? He never left. Some said he stayed there till the end of his days, building a porch swing for 2, setting an extra plate at supper, and talking to the wind as if she were still there. Maybe she was, because love that deep never really dies.